Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I, and now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.
What up, everybody, and welcome back to the REVELSations Podcast. It's your boy Rev, Season 2, Verse 2 on the REVELSations Podcast. Thank you for rocking with me. As you can see, I'm rocking the Confident as Mayo shirt, rocking my REVELSisms, REVELSations Podcast swag. If you've been rocking with me in Season 1, you know what this means. Confident as Mayo. Go back, pull it up, Season 1, Verse 7, as confident as Mayo. I am as confident as Mayo. I love self-esteem. I love reversing negative core beliefs about myself. And confident as Mayo simply means not a lot of people are going to like it, but there are a lot of other people that are going to like it. And I'm going to rock it anyway, just like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is one of the most polarizing foods in the world. Seems like half the people like it, half the people don't. The mayonnaise companies don't care. They keep on making mayonnaise all the time. I personally don't like it. They don't care. They still making $400 million in revenue every single year. So they're going to rock on. And that's what I want you to do. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Share this with somebody else. If you're on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Share this with somebody. So this is Season 2, Verse 2. And at the end of Season 2, Verse 1, I began to talk about the concept of control. Now, this might get me into some trouble, but I actually don't care, because though it'll get me in trouble, nobody will say I'm wrong if you use your brain. So I might get in trouble because it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. But our feelings aren't facts, but the fact is we're going to feel. And our feelings matter, but our feelings don't count. I'm going to say that again. Our feelings are not facts, but the facts are we're going to feel. Okay? And our feelings matter, but our feelings don't count. And I said our, that's including mine. Okay? And we're going to talk about the concept of control, freedom, liberty. I don't want to be told what to do, etc. Okay? Now, before we get all into it, let's get some dictionary definitions of the word control. The power to influence or direct people's behavior or course of events. That is the definition of control. I'll say it again. The power to influence or direct people's behavior or course of events. Control can also mean a person or thing used as a standard of comparison for checking the results of a survey or experiment. I don't really like that one. We'll just go with the first one. The power to influence or direct people's behavior or course of events. People say, well, I want liberty. I want liberty. We got to have liberty. That is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by the authority of one's way of life, behavior, or political views. Again, liberty is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. Let's go to freedom, because we've seen the word free. Free, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants. This is the big one. I want to be free. I want to be able to act, speak, and think as I want. Cool. And then the final one, I have rights. I have the right. I have the right. The right is in the position or situation of being morally or legally allowed to have, to get, or to do something. Okay? Again, that is the position or situation of being morally or legally allowed to have, to get, or to do something. Okay? So, and then the last one, we're going to go with the allowed definition. The allowed is to let someone have or do something. Okay? So, we live in 2024. Most of my audience is in the United States. I got some people in Colombia. Cool. Rock with me. Thank you. And all that kind of stuff. And I hear no matter where we are, I want to be in control of my life. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. I want to have control. I want to have liberty. I want to have freedom. I want to do whatever I want to do. And when people say that to me, it always like makes me think, like, do people really know what these words mean? Control, liberty, freedom, rights. Like, if you really understood how the world works, none of us have control. We're not in control of anything. And it's like, well, I make my own money. I can make my own decisions. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. So we're going to talk about business first. Okay. So if you work for someone, I work for a school. Currently, I work for a school. I get to decide. So I have financial freedom because the school pays me money, and then I can do with that money what I will, what I want. I can do it. So people would say, nobody can tell you what to do. You have your own, you got your own house, you got your own car, you can come and go as you please, etc. That's actually not true. That's not true at all. The person who's signing my check, the person at the top, they actually are deciding if I get to pay my mortgage or not. Because if they fire me, they've decided I don't necessarily get to pay my mortgage. Now, I could save money and all of that, but most of us aren't in a position to where we never have to work and we'll be taken care of. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to be fine for a couple of months. Great. But I'm going to have to go find somebody else who determines when I come to work, what I do for work, when I leave work. They're controlling me. Because if I really had control, right? They have the control because they have the power to influence or direct my behavior. They have the control because they control when I come, when I go, what I get paid, how much house or how much car I can afford, how much vacation I can afford. So who is in control? Me, because I have my own money and I can buy my own house? Or does the bank or the loan control it because they don't have to give me the loan if they don't want to? Who's actually in control here? My boss, who writes my check and says, I'm going to pay you every 2 weeks, or I'm going to pay you every month. And if you don't show up with your freedom, because again, freedom is the power to act and speak and think as I want. Do I really have freedom? Because if I want to cuss my boss out, I should have the freedom to do so without repercussion, right? Without repercussion. No, if I cuss my boss out, I no longer will get paid. Now I no longer will have the ability to pay my bills. So am I really in control? Am I really free? No, I'm not really free. Take it out of the work. Take it in society. Okay. We're driving our cars. Free. I can do whatever I want. No, you can't. I mean, I guess you can, but freedom really is not just doing whatever you want, but doing whatever you want without consequence or repercussion, right? It's about not being imprisoned or slaved because of your actions. Well, when you're driving your car, the lights say red, you stop. I thought you were in control. You could do whatever you want. People say, oh, Rev, you're not, that's not what we really mean. No, but it is. I have control. And what has happened is we have a false sense of control. We have a false sense of freedom. None of us are free. We're all controlled. Everybody is told what to do every day. So let's go back to the business sense. And you say, well, I work for myself. No, you don't. I run my own business. You may run your own business, but you know who you work for? All of your clients. That's who you work for. You work for all of your clients because all of your clients decide if your business stays open or not, because lose all your clients and see what happens to your business. So you work for yourself. Really, you got 1,000 bosses. You got 1,000,000 bosses. That's really what it is. You don't have a direct boss like somebody who you have to report to every day, except you got to report to your clients. They expect the service and they will pull their funds, they will pull their resources, and your business will collapse. You do not have control. But for some reason, especially those of us who are from and have the American mind, the North American mindset, we want to be in control. Nobody can tell me what to do. I got my own. But it's so silly, especially when it comes to relationships. There are so many people out here, and this is where I'm going to get in trouble. And I hear it. I got friends. I got loved ones. I hear it. And I get in trouble, but I only hear it from ladies. And ladies, I don't know. Write me, tell me, help educate me, right? This is why I say I don't really care, because I'm actually trying to learn. But what I hear is things like, I don't want a man to control me. I want to have my own house, my own car. I don't want a man to control me because I don't want to give up. I don't want to make compromises. But I'm like, but men control you every day. Like most of us in the world work for a man. That man is controlling. If he says you got to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, guess what you do? You're at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. A man is controlling you. He's controlling your time, right? Most of us, when we get loans from banks and things like that, the people who are sitting on those boards deciding if we get the banks or not are men. So they're deciding if they're going to give us the loan to buy the house. So that's still control. And the thing is, I don't have a problem with saying I'm not in control. I live in a system and a society that controls things. I don't just get to do whatever I want to do without repercussions. So what is this idea that I don't want a man to control me? When if we think about the world we live in, men control everything. We do. Like when I say we do, we live in a world where men control everything. Maybe I don't control things, but I'm talking about men in general control things. And even if we're not controlled by a man, then we're controlled by a woman. None of us have this true liberty and freedom. Because even if we say I have the right, remember, I have the right. It means that you are allowed to have or get something. Well, I can allow you to have it. What does that mean? I can disallow, because to allow means I have the power to say you can and cannot do this. Well, I have my rights. But even if you have your right, somebody gave you the right and allowed you to do it. So that's still a form of control. So I need somebody to help me with this. I don't want a man to control me thing. I'm serious. I need help. I don't understand it. Because again, we're speaking about the reality of the world we live in. I'm not saying how it should be. I'm not saying this is right, but I am saying this is real. We are all controlled. Everybody is told what to do. Some of us do a better job of respecting rank and file than others. Others of us cannot do the rank and file. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. But your electric company tells you what to do. Pay your bill at this time or we cut your power off. You are being told what to do. Pay your car payment at this time or we repossess your car. You are being told what to do. When you get on an airplane, I want my freedom. I want to be able to travel. While you're doing that traveling, you are being told what to do. Get on the airplane, sit in this seat, put your seatbelt on. Somebody is controlling you and telling you exactly what to do. Are we really in control? Do we have freedom? We have freedom in a box. We say America is the most free country in the world. Might be, but it's still freedom within a box. You can't just do whatever you want. It doesn't work that way. There are consequences and repercussions for our actions because we live in a society. So we're not really free. We're not really in control. And why do we want to be? Why do we want to be to the point where I don't want anybody to tell me what to do? So you literally want to live outside of society. It doesn't make any sense. We have to give up control in order to work together. And it seems like to me, we don't want to work together, especially men and women. Do not want to work together. Everybody's fighting for control and power, and nobody can tell me what to do, or I want to control this, or I want to control that. But what are we really fighting over? Because none of us are in control anyway. Well, somebody controls me all day at work, tells me when I have to come home, when I have to go to work, when I get to come home, and they control how much I get paid. So when I come home, ain't no man gonna tell me what to do. Okay. Right? But you're still being told what to do, even in your home. You got internet. You better pay your internet bill. They're going to turn it off. You're being told what to do. You have water. You better pay your water bill or they're going to turn it off. You're being told what to do. You want to go on vacation. well, you can only leave and go on vacation on certain days. You're being told what to do. Everybody is being told what to do, from the president of the United States to the poorest person, from the richest person to whatever. We're all being told what to do. We're all under someone else's control. And most of the time, just because the way society is, you can call it the patriarchy, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. But it's still control. Control, control, control. We are controlled. We do not have the freedoms that we think we have. We're allowed to do something. And if we're allowed to do something, then at a time, the entity that allows us to do it can take it away. I just want to understand why we're always fighting for something that we will never obtain. Our families are being ruined because we have been brainwashed into thinking that we need and we must have control and nobody can tell us what to do. Yet I just proved to you that no matter if you run your own business or if you work for someone, other people are telling you what to do. Other people are deciding how much money you make. Because I would guarantee if we can control it, all of us would make more money. It doesn't matter if you're making $500,000 a year and that's what your boss is paying you. If you can control it, you would make more. If you can say, well, no, I want to make $750,000 a year, you would do it. But you're only making $500 because somebody is controlling how much money you make. It just is what it is. But we fight for this sense of control, and it doesn't make sense to me. Am I off base? Am I crazy? I don't think I am. Because if you think about it, none of us really have that freedom and control that we think of. And you can say, well, Rev, you're not, we don't mean it that way. I just, in my personal life, I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. Yeah. In your personal life, it happens too. People tell you what to do all the time. You want to go to the gym, you can only go to the gym when they're open. They're telling you when you can come to the gym. Right? I just want to sit and watch Netflix. Well, Netflix is telling you when you can watch their programs, because if they pull something off of their platform, you can no longer watch it. You don't have control of that either. Right? Like, none of us are in control if we think about it. We can make decisions within the framework or the box that we're allowed. No real control. I'm done. This has been another verse of the REVELSations Podcast. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. You can hit me up on all the social media platforms, the REVELSations Podcast. And you can also email me at revelationspodcast@gmail.com. I am looking for a new social media team. My girl Eve is taking off. She got some other things to do. God bless her. Hopefully she does well. Hit me up. Let me know how I'm doing, what you think about what I said. Am I crazy? You might think I'm crazy, but what you won't say is that I'm wrong. We really don't have control. Okay? And let's stop fighting amongst each other, men and women, and let's come together to make a better society. But when men are fighting for control and women, no man's going to control me, we're never going to go anywhere. And actually, the more we want these individual, we want our owns, the less financial freedom we'll have, because we're going to be spending more money. 2 mortgages instead of 1, 2 light bills instead of 1. Doesn't really make any sense. I'm done. I'm out. Thank you for listening to another verse of the REVELSations Podcast. I am because we are. I'm also as confident as Mayo, and I'll holler at you guys next time. Peace. Hallelujah. Holla back.